Good day everyone. Today we will understand about the nanobiotechnology. We all know about nanotechnology. It is a field of research and innovation which involves designing or building a particle whose size is between 1 to 100 nanometer in diameter. But what exactly is nanobiotechnology? Nanobiotechnology or bionanotechnology, or which is also known as nanobiology, refers to intersection of nanotechnology and the biology. The concept in nanobiotechnology includes nanodevices such as biological machines, nanoparticles, and nanoscale phenomena that are included in the nanotechnology. The main objective of the nanobiotechnology involves applying nanotools to relevant medical or biological problems and refining these into applications. Developing new tools like peptide nanosheets, which is used for medical and biological purposes. The imaging of native biomolecules, biological membranes, and tissues is also a major topic for nanobiotechnology researchers. The application of nanophotonics is used for manipulating molecular processes in the living cells. The use of microorganisms nowadays to synthesize functional nanoparticles has been of great interest. Microorganisms can change the oxidation state of metals. These microbial processes have opened up new opportunities to explore novel applications. Now we will see about biosynthesis of nanoparticles by using microorganisms. The microorganisms like bacteria, yeast, fungi, etc. are used in the synthesis of nanoparticles. This is called as bottom-up approach, that is, synthesis of nanoparticles from the simpler molecules. It is found that these microbes can act as reducing metal ions from the soil. The nanoparticles produced from these are found to be very reactive and they are environmental friendly. The prokaryotes are very powerful in action of synthesizing nanoparticles. Amongst all other microbes, bacteria are found to be very good selection for the research. Bacteria are economical to grow and very easy to control. The incubation time and temperature can be easily manipulated. Some bacterial species have developed the ability to remedy specific defense mechanism which can control stress like toxicity of nanomaterials. For example, bacteria like Aeromonas species Bacillus subtilis are used in the synthesis of silver nanoparticles. Now we will see about the types of synthesis. There are mainly two types of synthesis, that is intracellular and extracellular synthesis. In this given picture, we can get a rough idea about the synthesis of nanoparticles by using microorganisms. The microorganisms like bacteria, yeast, fungi, etc. are used. They interact with different biological substrate. These microorganisms change the oxidation state of the substrate molecule and thus they form the metal solution. The metal solution is later used to extract the nanoparticles, which can later be converted to nanotubes, nanorods, nanowires, etc. This is called as green synthesis. Here we can see the intracellular and extracellular synthesis. The microorganisms will uptake the substrate and then the enzymes are used in the synthesis of nanoparticles. The intracellular method consists of transporting the ions in the microbial cell to form nanoparticles in the presence of various enzymes as shown here. The extracellular synthesis of nanoparticles involve the trapping of the metal ions on the surface of the cell and to reduce these ions by using the enzymes. The capping agents are used to coat the nanoparticles. The preparation of nanomaterial by organometallic precursors require capping agent. This will act as stabilizing agent and they provide colloidal stability along with stopping uncontrolled growth. These act as surfactant or polymer that will coat to the nanoparticle. Now we will see about the applications of nanobiotechnology. There are wide applications. Some of them are listed here. The first one is health medicine, that is, in the treatment of cancer, this can be used as anti-cancer treatment. In the agriculture, it is used in the form of nanofertilizers and nanopesticides to increase nutrient levels and productivity without contamination of the soil. Food and beverage industries, it is used to improve the food packaging materials and also sensors to improve food quality. This will increase the shelf life of the food. In the environmental industries, it is very good potential for providing solutions to many environmental issues like improved methods for reducing pollution, water treatment and making alternative energy sources more cost effective. In the biotechnological industries, it can be used to develop and implement many biotechnological tools. The last one is nanosensors. It can be used for antibody sensing, protein sensing, and optical sensing. So, this is all about the nanobiotechnology and its applications. Please do share this video and subscribe the channel for more such videos. Thank you, everyone.